Alright, so I haven't tried this card out yet. I like to try them out with a battery first, and I wire up my power jack and test it out, and then I cut it off, and because it's got to get screwed into the enclosure. I'm going to make the enclosure like I did for the OD one with the clear top out of wood or pressed cardboard or whatever I make it out of. But alright, so here is the maiden voyage. Alright. Oh, it's got to be plugged in. Right. Well, this is for the guitar here. That goes in here. And into the guitar. Oh, we have light. We have light. That is a good symbol. That's a good symbol. And then, oops. One of those is the right one. We'll go into here. All right, one of these is the volume. I'm not sure which. I would assume that one will make the most sense, but power on, reverb off. No reverb for the test. No reverb. No reverb for testing. Alright, so power on, volume, compression, volume down, compression up, on the fluffy side. I'll turn the volume up and see what happens. It's a slow attack, huh? I'm wondering, I'm thinking what it might be here. Let's see. I believe I have this hooked up right, the right pot to the right one. I think I know what it is straight away, but hold on a second. finger. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It's all black and blue. I was doing that so-called Eddie Van Halen stuff, but it hurt my feelings. All right, I'm turning the volume up to see what happens here. Well, that's a lot better. When I turn the volume up, there's less crush. I noticed that right away. So turn this sustain down. Yeah, there's less crush. So if I go under a little bit, yeah, there's a lot of crush there. But the problem is, well, it's not a problem, but it's way above unity gain. Has a nice brightness to it, and the bright is not harsh actually. Alright, so that's working good. So when the volume's down, if I roll the volume down and turn the compression up, I get like severe crush. So the interaction of the two knobs is actually working as a mix ratio. In addition to just being volume and sustain, it's working as a mix as well. Yeah, that's definitely, because see, if I turn the volume up, and if I turn it down, a lot of crush. All right, so now I test it with the power. I wanted to put a heavier battery snap on here, but I did not have one, so that's it. All right, with the power. Oh, you can already tell it's way sharper as soon as you hear that clicking. Wow, it's way fluffier. Yep. All right, hold on. Alright, so it's working great. Yeah, I'll show you what I think is lending to a lot of the crush. I mean, other than that's the circuit, and when I roll unity gain or volume way down below, you know, what's considered unity gain, even though the volume considerably jumps, it adds a lot of crush. But also what I think it is, I'll show you out there in television land. This is the, and I made it stand off a bit here. I did like Sean said, put it in a shrink wrap with a, you know, facing each other, but it leaves very little room to see light. I'd actually like to get a nice little container to put in there, like a little small container, preferably metal, so it's reflective in the middle, and put that over it. I think will be a better bet, but it seems to be working good. It sounds great. I think I'm going to leave it how it is. So I haven't decided if I want to run it with the I definitely want to see the components, so I'm probably going to do it exactly like I did the other one and run the knobs like this. I don't know if you can see that. Put the knobs like that. The power jack here. Oh yeah, in and out. I gotta make room for the in and out. I got plenty of wire there. Just because this is that's my out. This is my in. We'll go over here somewhere. And then the battery's gonna go on this side. So it's gonna be, I'll show you. It's gonna be just like the OD1. Hold on, I'll show it to you. These Lantone kits, I'm telling you what, I had analog man pedals, I had full tone pedals, I had vintage pedals. These Lantone kits are very good. So that one was less than $27 because it got the box undrilled, because I'm going to do this. So that's the layout, and then there'll be 2 knobs, so I'll probably put the knobs approximately there. I guess something like that. It's going to be like that, laid out just like that. So I'm going to use this one for the dimensions because the dimensions are good. And I did these the same way. I shrink wrapped them. What's his name? Ferry what? I don't know. He's the guy that made the synthesizer. This was his idea, to put the shrink wrap to keep the legs from touching. And then I put a shrink. My idea was to put shrink wrap over shrink wrap, which I did on both of them. And this is the flexible shrink wrap. See, that's the good stuff. So it's going to look nice. Here's the card. And I did want to see those components, but they have to be dark, right? Ideally, you can have them just facing each other with no cover inside the box, and the box is dark. And honestly, in my opinion, the more flashing light you have in there, that's going to be a different circuit. And what's interesting about this circuit is that there's nothing electrical that touches. It's only influenced by this one lighting and that one resisting the light. So it's it's actually interesting because it's a circuit that has no connection. So it's actually interesting that way. Yeah, and I just put the LED in the middle like that. I did a neat job at it, but it's going to have the clear top like this. So that's what I'm going to do. And the only one I'll have to cut is this one. I'll have to cut this one, but I like to hook it up first to try it out and make sure everything's working. There's my soldering. Not terrible. They did all right. Yeah, this one here is jumpered. So I just jumpered the legs. Made a little bridge there. It's fine. All right. So there you go. That's the Lantone compressor. AliExpress, Lantone, Pro-Titone, Pro-Taltone, whatever other names it goes by. Same circuit. You can look it up on Amazon. Lantone, all one word. I got the delay, which is a $23.99 delay with an old 72 Texas Instruments chip. I got the OD1, which is an old 82 Texas Instruments chip. I got the Klon. The Klon, mine might have been the only one left. It was called a gold upgrade, and it was like the most, diminished looking seconds of diodes you can imagine, but it's very low gain and it's very clear. Maybe someone knew, I know what this guy likes, and threw it in there. Maybe they were fishing for me, but that one sounds fine. I'd like to add a gain booster to it, like a gain selector. I just have to find out which one is the gain resistor, and then make a little card with 3 of them on there, or 2 and then a jumper. So I got the delay one, the Klon Gold upgrade, which was the only one I saw. It was the only one. It's severely low gain, like I like actually. Then this compressor, which sounds great. This is the Lantone compressor, and the Lantone, wherever I just put it, Lantone OD1. And I didn't use the box for any of them except the Klon, but I cut the top of the box out and I made that clear and flipped the circuit over and jumpered the pots so that I could, view the circuit. That was the goal of that. All right, so I miss my children very much. I can remember all of them. The baby, I can barely remember. I had no photos or videos of the baby, but I remember holding the baby, and I remember that much. And the little one in the swimming pool. And those would be the 2 that remember me the least, but the rest of them I mostly can remember. I hope my children remember me. I love them and I miss them so much. That's that. That's that. Over and out. That compressor sounds, it sounds slick. It sounds good. Does not sound bad. Lantone. That one was like less than $25 because the box was undrilled. So cheaper, more cheaper. Not cheap though. Sounds as good as any analog man or full tone or any other kind of, you know, rare, odd boutique pedal. And I guess I had compared two OD1s side by side, including a very vintage one, what was all rusty, and I'd taken apart to look at and everything. So I had old effects. I had an AD999 delay. I had other delays as well. So I know that delay sounds severely good. And with electrical power, they all stand right up on end. So they sound different with electrical power than with a battery, which is notable, which is cool. You know, some people like that battery sound, you know, sometimes. And, you know, if you have that sag feature, you know, turning down the voltage is not sag. You know, a big part of the sag is that the milliamps are extremely low in a battery. And when the voltage grabs it, it sags because it's only so many milliamps. Whereas the electric, if you turn down that little knob on your box that says, you know, voltage sag, and you turn it down to 6 or 7 volts, it's going to give you a very consistent voltage, which is not actually going to sag. It's just going to get, you know, grainier and crummier sounding, but it's not actually going to do that, like that choking sound, you know, or feel. But yeah, this compressor is very interactive if you've caught that, if you paid attention. When you turn the volume down, it becomes like way more crushier. Yeah, that's notable. When you turn the volume up, it's a little more clear. So that's cool because you don't need the extra knob, because turning down unity gain is the extra knob if you're willing to forego, you know, that you might have to adjust the volume on your amp or your guitar a little bit, which could, you know, take out some highs, but that circuit sounds nice and bright. So there you go. Land-tone compressor. Wait, did I turn it off? No, it's still on.